sports and beer and so much more. Hottest topics on the cutting room floor. Bunch of friends having a blast. Get ready for the Beer Breath Podcast.
Couple announcements before we start. We are now on Podbean. I'm making the migration over to Podbean, which is a podcast host. So we're going to be posting all of our podcasts through there. For those of you who listen on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or Spotify, nothing changes for you. The only thing that changes is that we now have an app. You can download the Podbean app on either device, if it's Android or Apple, and listen to us on there. So find us on Podbean, Beer Breath Podcast, obviously, and follow your favorite podcast on the internet right now. You can also comment on there and share with your friends, so go ahead and do that. The next announcement I have to make is it is the last day to get your name in for the March Madness bracket, the NCAA men's bracket. We're only doing men's brackets here. Sorry, ladies. So playoff, or no, the play-in games started yesterday. Mm-hmm. Games today as well.
Yep.
Those don't really matter. So today is the last day to submit. You can submit later, but Curtis said that you take losses for all the games that have started before you submit your bracket. So
if you start now, you're losing playing games, correct? Or playing games
they don't count.
Okay.
So get your bracket in now. Winner gets some congratulations, maybe a college basketball fan of the year shout outs on the Beer Breath Podcast for a couple episodes, and just gets overall bragging rights. So make sure to get your brackets in. Links will be on Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I'll probably post something on Instagram as well. But yeah, today we have two special guests here in the Topeka studio. It's obviously Trey and I, like normal, on a Wednesday now instead of a Friday. Mm-hmm. We've kind of flip-flopped this week. You'll hear from Curtis Mike and Chef Sam on Friday. Today we have Skylar Farwell joins us again. And we have Mr. Kale Janssen in the building.
Hello, hello.
Kale is not, this isn't Kale's Cherry. We're not popping Kale's cherry.
No.
He made an appearance on the Vancast.
The Vancast, that shitstorm.
The absolute shit show. So him and Curtis were fighting back and forth for the mic there in the second or third row, I think.
Yep, that was true.
So whatever parts we released of that Vancast, you might have caught Kale. Kale's mother actually is a frequent listener of the Beer Breath Podcast. At least she was.
Still listens to every one.
Does she? Well,
as far as I know.
Welcome back, Mrs. Janssen. And Kale brought a special brew in. This is a beer that I'll just kind of let you take the wheel here.
Okay. So we are drinking Moose Drool. It is brewed by Big Sky Brewing Company in Missoula, Montana.
And so how did you hear about Moose Drool?
Well, I discovered this when I was in a class backpacking through Wyoming and Montana. Pretty much every bar in the whole area pretty much had this on tap. You had about three options. You had Bud Light, Coors Light, and Moose Drool.
Nice. Is this pretty viable everywhere else? Like, obviously you found it.
Yeah. It's in Kansas. Manhattan kind of told Don this before I got here. He told me to go to Devlin's.
Yeah.
Something like that. Went there and looked for it, couldn't find it, and finally found it in these cans, which I've never seen before, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So you mean the can specifically?
Yeah, in the can specifically. Usually get them in bottles.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't know about these cans. I'm going to go try to find some bottles. Got on the old phone there. Apple Maps led me to 3 liquor stores in the area that apparently all 3 do not exist anymore. So said to hell with it. Drove back to Devlin's, got the cans.
Nice.
Made it over.
I bought Moose Drool bottles from Devlin's before, but it was like 3 years ago, so who knows.
Yep.
But I've heard of Big Sky Brewing Co. Like, I've seen other stuff.
Yeah, they have a Trout Slayer is what the name of it, and it's like a brown pale ale or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an Indian pale ale. Yeah, I don't know.
Intuitive.
It's a something pale ale. This is just a brown ale.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
So I personally am a big fan of brown ales. I've learned that since we started this whole shebang of trying different beers.
Well, it's your last name, too. So.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's tops, but no, almost every brown ale I think I've reviewed fairly favorably.
Have we done a brown ale on here before?
Yeah. Usually it's like English brown ale or something brown ale. We've done a few. And then I've tried some of the ones that they make in town that are good. Yeah, they're dark, and people are so intimidated by that. But it's just don't knock it till you try it, guys.
That's true.
Open up your mind. Give it a shot.
So we're gonna sip on these for the remainder of the episode. I'll tell Kale for the first time, and I'll remind Skylar. Our new rating system for the beers is 1 through 16 ounces. How highly would you rate this beer? How would you buy it again? Would you recommend a friend buys it? That would be a 16. Best beer you've ever had, 16. Wouldn't even give it a glance. Probably get a throw up after you taste it. Would be a 1. So think about that, and we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. Other than that, wow. It's Wednesday. It's halfway through the week.
It is.
March Madness has started.
Yes, good time of year.
Good time of year. This is the time of year that what they say, like, a lot of people go get surgeries. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so there's some statistic out there because the Masters are coming up soon too, right?
Yeah, it's like a good time for that.
Yeah, March Madness, they say the most vasectomies like in the United States or whatever happens around March Madness and the Masters because you can go sit on your ass for 3 days and be entertained. So if you're planning a vasectomy out there, guys, hurry. So
does anybody do walk-ins on something like that?
I don't know. It's like walk in. Can I get a vasectomy? There probably is, but I maybe wouldn't go to them.
Yeah, probably not. They don't take health insurance, I'm sure.
Pablo does down the street. I know.
Pablo.
He's a really good doctor.
You'll wake up in another country, maybe south of here.
You might not have a kidney.
Yeah.
Somebody's handing out coupons for that outside the liquor store. I saw that.
Someone had cards
20% off
slapping him.
vasectomies.
Slapping him like Vegas.
That'd be one thing I wouldn't want a discount on, right? Like
True.
you wouldn't want a coupon for something like that.
Yeah.
Any surgery at all, really.
Skylar, you're pretty big for saying something like there's a few things you don't ever do cheaply, which is like you never don't buy cutie oranges. And what was the other thing?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Oh, what was the other thing?
But I don't know what it was, but maybe add this to that list.
Yeah.
Maybe add vasectomies to don't cheap on the vasectomies.
You just get a fart mid podcast like that. Unbelievable.
It's like a snare drum off that metal chair too. Anyways,
What else is happening?
Spring starts tomorrow.
Yeah, 4:58 p.m. according to Matt Miller, which I don't understand that, and I also don't understand a lot of things about the Earth and revolutions and the seasons and shit. But 4:58.
haven't we been over this a million times? It's not the one where an egg stands on its side, right?
No.
There's something.
I thought that was at the equator.
No, there's something. There's a day in the year, something where an egg sits upright. It's a solstice, though, I think, which is like the middle day, right?
I have no idea.
I swear it's a thing. Jerry Rice.
I believe that.
Jerry Rice told us that story in math in high school that there's kids in Waverly that did that.
So there's a day you can just go outside and put an egg on its ass
I feel like
and
that
it'll
has to
sit
do
up.
with gravity. But
I'm looking it up. Don't you worry.
I think that's called a weeble wobble.
Well,
if you spin it, maybe.
It's been like a top.
Wouldn't that depend on the egg too? I would imagine not all eggs are.
did the chicken come before the egg?
Chicken. Yeah, it's a good question.
That's a good question. What did come first?
I don't know.
Kale, what came first? You think you'd know about this? You'd think you'd know.
Say the chicken did.
Have
Why
to.
do you say that?
Well, oh, you got it. Trevor.
Yes, you certainly can balance an egg on its end during March 20th.
March 20th.
That's tomorrow.
That's
No,
tomorrow.
that's yesterday.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
that's today. I
Today.
get lost in the podcast
It is.
world. I gotta
It's
figure
today.
out what
Podcast
day
It's
is what.
today.
Tomorrow.
So everybody take eggs, go outside, and set them upright.
Yeah, and then
I'm
send
trying
us
that.
a picture on Twitter that you
Dude.
did it. And make sure that
It says
what is this,
spring
your
myth.
picture?
It says spring myth. That's what it says. I better make sure it's not just a myth. But if you can get it to stand on its side without assistance,
Even if you did have assistance, as long as you're tweeting the picture at us, that's fine.
Well,
probably.
okay, which end is it? Because eggs have
It's the
fatter end
flatter.
and
It's the fatter end,
the
I
fat
think.
one.
That'd be pretty impressive to like do a headstand. Is that technically the head of the egg? Which part comes out first? The skinnier end or the fat end?
oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Probably both.
Well, I think that
Both. What do you mean?
You mean like it's either or?
Yeah. I don't know if it's
You don't
50-50.
think it's-
There's probably one over the other, but I'm sure it's come out both ways.
I'm thinking that the skinnier end comes out last because, like,
kind of just pinching off at that point.
yeah, it goes faster, or maybe it could be the other way. Maybe it eases out. What do you think?
I don't know. Google it, Trey.
Start, easy finish.
I'm
I don't know.
still reading about this whole thing. It says tomorrow is the vernal equinox, which marks the beginning of astronomical spring.
Today.
Occurs when the sun is directly above the Earth's equator during its orbit.
So do we have to
So
wait
that's
till
the 458.
We have to wait
Wait,
till
wait,
4:58.
I say we do it.
That'd be ideal conditions.
Well, I'm gonna be on the road home from work, so I don't know if I'll be able to.
Put it on the head of your car.
I think they haven't calculated that precisely.
It says it can also be done just with like a lot of patience and an extremely flat surface. So
I was talking about
shit!
the
Like you
458.
can do with a penny on the table.
probably.
It's got a flat side.
What'd you say?
I was talking about the time when you said the sun is directly above.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, I would assume that
Isn't it-
math has
Well,
got that
spring
mostly right.
Spring officially starts tomorrow or today at 4:58 p.m.
I know. Well, what I'm asking is, never mind.
No.
So it
Oh,
crosses
hey.
a certain point, right? So you draw a line perpendicular, not perpendicular, but
Parallel to the equator, right?
no, from the sun, coming off of the sun.
Okay.
So you draw a line through the sun, and when you cross that line, that's the start of spring.
Okay.
Right? So what I was asking was, do you think they have it pegged that precisely to where we line up with that tangential line? Is that the right?
I would say so.
I
Yeah.
would feel like that's a fairly quantifiable thing with everything that we've done in space. And
I think they do.
how many people have thought about
Surely they didn't just pull it out of their ass,
it?
right?
Yeah. That or somebody's punking us because they're just like, oh yeah, 458. Those idiots will believe me. Huh. But what was it last year? How does it change? Like, how much does it change?
Fuck if I know.
It's, yeah.
I bet by like a fifth, maybe.
Fifth of what?
Could be a few minutes.
I don't know. Isn't it 364 and a fifth day or some bullshit? In a year.
Oh yeah. 365 and a quarter.
In a
right?
quarter.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyway. Yeah. So that's happening. So go outside and balance an egg on its ass and send us a picture of it on Twitter or Facebook. And maybe we'll give you a shout out or something. What else? Let's see here. Kales, fresh out of college after his 12-year degree. And
6.5.
6.5. Yeah, so he is doing a little digging. Doing a little digging in life.
Digging some holes. Yep.
Digging some holes. So
Yep.
tell us about what you do for a living. Because I have no fucking idea.
I am a geosteering geologist.
Geosteering. Like
We're
steering
a
a car?
geosteer. Yes.
What the fuck is
The
a
word
geosteer?
steer and then geo in front of it.
Does it mean the same as like steer your car?
Yeah, pretty much. I steer a drill bit a couple miles below the Earth's surface, which is what I do.
And make it find what? What are you steering towards?
We are drilling that drill bit through rocks that contain oil and gas. And my job is to keep it in the best producing rock, which I don't know, I can go way into this, but
I'm fucking lost already. You might drill into Skylar's ass because I caught a whiff of whatever he was sitting on earlier and it.
Might be straight methane.
Yeah,
coming out of
that's
it.
fine.
Octane.
that's true.
What
That's true.
is it? So you're bouncing around the state of Oklahoma. Is it there's clay that is helpful for oil down there, or what is it?
Shales.
Shale.
We're drilling in shale rock, yes.
Shale Janssen.
Shale Janssen.
Do they call you that on the rig? Do you call it the rig? Gotta go out
Yeah.
to the rig.
Yep.
Do they call you that on the rig?
They don't call me Shale. No, I get called Kyle a lot, though. A lot of Kyles. But no, my job is to keep the drill bit where they want it to be, where they deemed the most.
You have to spit on it.
No.
Lube it up, any? That sounds crazy. Is it so?
And this is
From
on
first
computers.
first
obviously, not
reaction,
like-
it sounds super high tech. Is it like super in depth?
It's very high tech. Yeah, I don't do any manual labor. I sit in front of a computer, and our drill bit has all types of tools and stuff on there, but the one I use is a gamma ray tool. And basically, as it's drilling, it shoots gamma rays into the rocks around it, and each type of rock has a certain gamma ray signature. And so I'm getting these gamma rays back and correlating them against a known signature. When I say known, it's kind of it's an estimate. So it's
But
a
it's
lot
like
of guessing. So everybody out there calls us the professional guessers because they haven't drilled in that exact rock before in that
Yeah.
area. So
Who knows?
yeah,
kind of
who
thing.
knows? Yeah.
But it matches
But-
the things that you get back match a template
Yes.
of what you've seen before. or
Yes,
match-
of what
yeah.
they expect to see, what they have through past, experience they expect to see. So my job is to keep it right where they want it. And with that said, I don't touch any of the actual drilling equipment. So we have a directional driller there on site that does that. So they have the ability to steer the drill bit. They can make it go up, down, left, or right. And basically, if we're getting, say we have a 20-foot window of where they want to be, if we're getting too low and we're about to head out of it or getting too high, about to come out of it, I will recommend to the driller to steer it up or down accordingly.
So you're like the driller's brain, basically.
Yep.
He's doing all the movement.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the driving, but you're doing the thinking.
He's doing the driving. I'm navigating.
So how does a fucking drill work? Because I see it go straight into the ground, and then what happens?
Right. So the wells we're drilling are horizontal wells. Basically, they will drill down about 10,000 feet and then start to curve the drill bit. And we curve it to where it lays flat, about 90 degrees. And then, that's where our formation lies, is way down there. So basically, think of it as like landing a plane. You're going straight down, and you're curving, and then you're going flat. And then you're just staying in that real thin producing rock.
Wow. So is the Earth flat?
The Earth is not flat.
Okay. Shit.
Sorry to break.
You said 90 degrees, so I was like, oh man, maybe Kale's got some inside.
He's probably
information.
gotten close to China a time or two, honestly.
10,000 feet?
Yeah, that's just
That's
from the surface. I mean, so we'll go straight down about 11,000 feet. The curved part of it will usually take 700-800 feet, and then we'll go sideways for 2 miles.
Holy shit.
Fucking A.
I did not realize that.
That is
So
nuts.
yeah, our total depth of our wells are usually around 22,000 feet.
That's mind blowing.
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
All from the drill bit's only 8 3/4 inches in diameter.
Trying to do math, that's like over 4 miles, 5 miles.
Yep.
How do you guys remember how long a mile is? Do you know how I remember?
Remember the Titans?
Yep. Petey, how many feet are in a mile? How many feet are in a mile? He says 5,000 and some.
5,280.
Yeah.
5,280.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And you're going to pick this ball up, and you're going to run every one of them. That's the quote. I had to finish it, or it was like an itch I didn't scratch.
So, how far do you get before you realize, this well's fucked? Like, there's nothing here.
None of our wells are fucked.
Yeah.
Where we're drilling, they know that there's oil in those rocks that we're drilling in. It's been proven. It's been a proven producing reservoir. You got to think, when these rocks are laid down, they're basically laid down all across Oklahoma. I mean, the same exact formation. It's just, in different areas because of the angles of the bed dips and stuff. They lie in different places, so you can't just go mindlessly drilling down there and say it's right here.
Yeah,
it's different throughout. A mile away it could be completely different. But they know that these rocks that we're drilling in produce oil.
Wow.
So yeah, we don't drill dry holes.
so
You should never do that.
Not the company I'm with. No, we don't.
So, like you're curving and you're going in a straight line. And so
Yep.
you're drilling and you're getting oil and natural gas from however wide that is. Like
Yep.
nothing branches off. You're going
Well, these
right
are
there.
these are hydraulic fracturing holes. So
What the fuck does that mean?
in a typical, just a normal well that you drill straight down, the ones around Wichita, all the smaller ones are like that. You have a formation down there. It's usually limestone that's full of oil. You just drill one hole. You got, one hole going into it. And because of the way that rock is, there's spaces between the rocks that allow that oil to flow back to that well bore and then up and out to where you get it. And the rocks we're drilling in is tight shales. They don't have, the oil is there, but it's trapped. Basically, there's no channels for that oil to be able to go back to your well bore. So they fracture that to create those channels.
It's not a very porous rock, right?
It's porous, it's not
porosity and
permeable.
Yeah.
Get it right, idiot.
Yeah, you fucking dumbass.
Why would you assume you know?
Well, it's not as porous as some others.
Right. No. It's not going to be as porous as some
Porous, but
limestones
not
and stuff. Permeable. Yeah. Yep.
So fracking basically creates avenue for
Creates
the oil to leave
permeability.
those porous.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do they use this oil for?
Drive your car. Everything.
So you guys are fracking? Is it still considered
Yep.
fracking?
Yep. Yeah, we are fracking.
That's badass.
We are fracking.
So I know that's like controversial. Do you just laugh at people?
The people that are against fracking don't have all the facts.
It's kind of like flat Earth.
Yeah.
Kind of like literally anything on the fucking internet.
There's more to it. I mean, there's more ground to stand on than somebody that's a flat earther. But you hear about all these earthquakes and whatnot caused by fracking, and that is true. But that is because of the disposal water. That when you're drilling, you use a lot of water. And they have to get rid of that water somewhere. So what they do is they'll go off somewhere, get it approved by whatever state or government, and
Water well permit, right?
Yeah, permit, yeah. It's called saltwater disposal wells. And those are what's causing the earthquakes, not the actual drilling. And so this is all speculation, but there's a lot of companies that did not follow the guidelines or do not follow the strict rules set to them and just dispose of this in a reservoir that is not allowed. And so that creates pressure below the earth, causing earthquakes, basically.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, the drilling part does not cause earthquakes, but the disposal of the wastewater, if not done correctly, which has not been done correctly in the past, causes earthquakes.
So whose land are you drilling on?
Just good old farmers' land. I mean,
And so they get paid for this, I'm guessing a pretty good amount.
Yeah.
He's a happy farmer.
He's probably not going to be farming too much anymore
More
after
of a hobby
we
now.
drill on their land. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be a good investment if you went back about 40 years and bought a bunch of land down in that area.
If I ever get a time machine, that's one thing I'm doing. Buying a shit ton of land in places that I know are
Buy that in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
and sell it as soon as it gets big.
and then bet on a bunch of sports. Just random ass sports things.
Some crazy Super Bowl odds and stuff.
Yeah. You guys believe in the butterfly effect?
So I know that's a movie, but I don't. What is the premise? By the way, for all the listeners, I went ahead and tore up the 6-pack thing to save all the animals.
Pretty eco-friendly of you.
Yeah, super eco-friendly of me. But go on.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but basically the butterfly effect is that if you go back in time and you change one little thing, even like killing a butterfly, it could completely change the outcome. What?
Skylar?
Oh, I think it's well, you could kill a butterfly too, but I think the idea is a flap of a butterfly's wing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, could set off a
No, laughing at me like I was that fucking far off.
No, it's just funny to me.
All right, so a different flap of a butterfly
Laugh at him, I guess.
could change the way that
Is it
You
could
know it.
change or does change? Every little tiny thing that ever happens.
I assume that
affects-
if you went back in time and everything was exactly the same, it would be the same.
If one butterfly flapped its wings differently.
Yeah, but why does it get a fucking like? Why you go back in time and a butterfly's like, you know what? I should really do this differently.
That guy's got something going, hooking on. I'm gonna turn my course here and run into this car and cause a 35 car pileup. I don't think. I don't know. I get the premise.
I think
The premise,
the premise
is
is-
something so small. I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with actually a wing of a butterfly flapping, but literally the smallest thing could fuck everything up.
I'm trying to think of like what I would do that would just turn everything positive for me. What butterfly would I make flap its wing in the help to my family lineage? Oh, I'd have to do some studying before I traveled back in time.
Yeah, you gotta look at your. I'm not gonna say, but because no free ads, but you should go back on your family tree, or maybe do that little thing where you spit in the glass and send it in.
No, dude, they're putting people up in prison for that stuff.
They're putting them in prison.
Really?
Yeah, the DNA thing,
For why?
the 23andMe. They're like acquitting, or they're like charging people with crimes they hadn't like.
Oh shit!
I thought
It was stuff they committed, so I mean they should have been put in jail, but
I mean, you got to see this coming. You're sending your DNA in.
right, but I thought
the
those
government.
companies had had terms that they could not work with officials on that stuff.
I don't know. That's what we brought in the lawyer for.
Yeah.
The lawyer expert.
Yeah.
How's your studying going, by the way?
Good.
You ready for those tests?
Yeah.
You ready for the fucking bar?
Nope, not ready for that yet.
All right.
stupid
But-
British people.
The British.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it either.
But I got the NPR this weekend, which I don't know.
NPR?
National Public Radio?
I was gonna say you're just gonna go talk at a big ass podcast or what?
M is in moose drool.
Oh, M.
Yeah.
Nice.
MPR.
What's that
What's
stand
that
for?
mean? What's that do?
Multi-state professional responsibility exam.
Where's the S?
It's a hyphenated word.
Yeah, where's the E
Yeah,
at the
you
end? Exam.
MPRE exam. Multi-state.
Oh, I thought you said
professional
MPR.
responsibility. MPRE. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he did say
Pre.
NPR.
Pre.
How do you feel about it?
I guess we'll find out this weekend.
Is multi-state just a dance around the United States of America? Is that what's going on here? Like we can't have a USA testing?
Well, I think there's 3 or 4 or 2, something like that, states that don't. You don't have to.
Which ones are those?
Which ones are those?
And why aren't you living there?
I think one of them is Oregon.
Because they don't play by the rules, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the others are.
Probably Alabama, I'm guessing.
What's the test about?
Professional responsibility. So the ABA, the American Bar Association, has
Okay, why didn't we talk? Okay.
American
Go on.
Bar Association, which stands for British. So the American British Bar Association, like what's
Some bullshit.
what is this redundancy?
the American British accreditation. Yeah. I don't know.
Why are the British still running our country?
That's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
that's where, I mean,
You
yeah,
know?
think about the history. That's where we pulled all of our law from, our common law.
I said we ended all that when we threw the tea in the harbor.
Yep.
Just started from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, make our own
Yeah.
common law. Maybe plagiarize a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should start a petition and get that changed or something.
Yeah, but who do we go to? Do we have to go to the bar?
We go to
that?
the ABA.
You think the British people are going to
We
be
go to
excited about that?
Skylar. He's going to be a part of that now.
Okay. Can you approve that for us right now?
Yeah.
All right,
I'll get a memo ready.
So
I
it's
can't
been
wait till
changed.
you're sitting on the bar, like you said you were gonna, sitting on the bar.
There's an actual bar then.
Yeah, I was trying to explain this last time. I didn't explain it. There's like a wall, if you will. You can see over it, obviously. A
Is this
little bar.
in the courtroom?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right in front of everybody sitting on a bar.
yeah. So it like separates the viewers from
And you're allowed to
like
cross
the attorneys
that.
up there.
Yeah, but the criminals are on that side of the bar too, though.
They sure are, yeah.
So,
So-
do they are they lawyers now? If they cross the bar,
It's a good question.
that's
What
a
if-
loophole.
Maybe that
So are you saying if you're not a part of that case, you're allowed to just walk up there anyway?
Well, no, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to pass the bar. So it really doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the bar British
Well,
accreditation.
it matters. If
It's
that's
just
a customs,
something. I've only heard it once from one of the professors.
Is it the further?
He
Or
said,
okay, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
"No, I wasn't going to say much more. Just that once you can pass this area. Like you can go into this new fun area once you've passed the bar
super
exam."
fun with murders and
Yeah.
rapists.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of fun.
So the further you are away from the bar, does that mean like the more prestige you have? Because like Judge Judy sits in the back.
The furthest from the bar. Yeah,
Yeah. Is that a thing? I don't know. You're saying that like
I
it's
don't.
a
It
phrase.
might be. I don't know.
The furthest from the bar. That sounds. I don't know. Sounds like a country tune.
Can you buy the jukebox furthest from the bar? Can you? I just, as a practical joke, can you please try to go past the bar one day on a trial you have nothing to do with, but also wear a powdered wig when you go up there?
Just
and
walk
say,
up there.
I'm sticking to the customs.
Well, you can. That's the idea. So they're all public. You do a public trial, and if you have
A bar
past
badge.
the bar, you can go sit. They have seating up there. You can go sit there. A bar badge. Yeah, I don't know if they have those or not.
How does that work? Do you have
Surely
to,
you'll
like,
get
cut your
some
hand?
sort of badge.
You, like cut your hand and swear an oath, and then like I don't know.
Yeah, you
Kill
put
a
circle
goat
on your
or
hand,
something?
and then you draw the Star of David.
Yeah.
Pentagram.
And then you have to show pictures of you fucking that goat that we talked about earlier to prove that you're in their cult or whatever.
Yeah.
How the fuck did we get on this?
I don't know. We like making fun of Skylar
Oh,
being
yeah,
a lawyer
so-
because it's a cool thing to be.
Because we're jealous.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It really is. I think that it'd be cool to be a lawyer, but nothing about law school is interesting to me.
No.
Nothing about school for longer than
No, I barely made it 4. In fact, it took me
semesters.
4.5.
Do you think?
took me 4.5.
Do you think that you've learned more at your current job?
Yes.
You already know.
I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared I'm gonna go out there and not know anything.
Oh, you won't.
You
Yeah.
won't, dude. Trust me.
I figured you'd learn.
Everything I needed to know about what I do on a day-to-day basis.
You learned on the job.
Yeah. I mean, a little background knowledge of,
Right,
geology and stuff definitely helps, but I mean, day to day, what I'm doing every minute I could have learned probably without a degree.
How crazy is that?
But I wouldn't have got that job without a degree. you
That's
know?
the shitty thing, and I always talk
Yeah.
about that with college. But how crazy is it that multiple years and tens of thousands of dollars a year is like completely erased after 6 months of training? Basically, you get that intro knowledge, you get that background, and then they just teach you everything you need to know in like 6 months. But yeah, that's the shitty thing about like trying to get a job is that nobody will even look at you if you don't have a degree in some spots. Where
Yep, depends on the field, but
At a certain level.
And now it's 2-3 years experience, so you gotta have a degree.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Years experience.
yeah.
So then you have to take a job that doesn't need a degree, which is underqualified. You're overqualified for a job, which they might not hire you because you're overqualified.
Right.
And then you're fucked.
Yeah, it's just like this perpetual bullshit. Like I got into a job right out of college that I didn't need a degree for. The background knowledge was good, but I didn't need a degree for the position I was in at the time.
Same.
So I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. Now I'm in a fucking field completely unrelated. So
Hey,
Isn't that how it works?
it's the walk
that's
of
how it
life.
works. That's the way of the road. That's what Tim the Tap Man says.
I kind of use my degree, but not really. Like my job's in manufacturing, and like a lot of the problem solving methods are based in like the scientific method. So,
Yeah.
yes and no. Like my science degree was not relevant for the job I once had, but it's more relevant for the job that I could have.
Yeah. I could use my degree if I went into like, I don't know, the credit department at our place, or if I was CFO at one point, but at some point.
Can't wait till you're that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I have to move probably, but
I think it's just
Up there
more.
where it's flooded.
yeah.
I think
That's
just
a
more
shitty
about
deal.
proving that you're capable
Yeah.
Yeah.
of learning something in that
I mean,
field.
because
you know?
you put yourself in the shoes of the employer. You got hundreds or thousands of people applying for this job. How do you weed them out? You
It's just
can't
a way
look
to
at every. You can't
differentiate
interview
yourself.
every single one. It's
Yeah.
just a way to, I don't know, see somebody is competent.
I'll agree with that, but here's the thing: you get away with those. You do away with all those stupid, like the K-State 8 bullshit.
Oh,
The things that like are not related to your field, they have to take. All those
Yeah.
stupid prereqs and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's BS.
But you can probably tell some people about some tornadoes and stuff, can't you?
Yeah, natural
You think that
disasters.
Natural disasters.
Yeah, Natty
I
D's.
took that class my senior year.
Yeah, I went to like 2 classes.
Yeah, I did not go very much.
Did you learn anything?
I think the classes were online, or the tests were online.
Mine weren't. No,
Mine were.
I showed up an hour late to my final, and still finished it in time. And
My-
aced it.
Our tests were online, I'm pretty sure, and they were 100% just like the study guides.
Yeah, they were like the study guys for sure.
I think we had the same teacher. What was that guy's name?
Keith Miller,
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell. Maybe not. Then.
squirrely looking dude.
That rings a bell.
Yeah,
Maybe
short
it was.
dude.
Yeah, that was
hair
him. Okay,
was cut off
Yeah.
right at the ears.
Yeah, kind of looked like Joe Dirt a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have Fallon?
Oh,
Was it David?
no.
Was it-
I know who he is though.
Oh,
Tell
I
us
thought
that.
you
Tell
had
us that
him.
story about
David
that
Fallon?
test.
You got David Fallon?
Yeah, I had David found for marketing 420 or something like that. The first one.
Skylar has
Mark
beef with him.
422.
I want to hear that story again.
That was. I remember this story. This is like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Knowing David Fallon, anyway.
Yeah, well, it's not that funny, and it'll probably lead to nothing. But I had class with him, marketing 420, I do believe it was,
Yeah.
in the little basement of Calvin. No, what's that one by Anderson, in between Calvin and Anderson?
Doesn't matter.
Seaton.
Yeah, Seton, in the basement. And it's my last final of the semester on like a Friday morning or Thursday afternoon or something like that. And so I'm just ready to be done and go home. And I'm already doing fine in the class, so it's not like I need to do super well or anything. So I walk in there and I sit in the desk closest to the door because that's when I take my exam turn and get out of there. And he walks in and he's already pissed off because his assistant didn't show up that the university said he was going to have, because he just seems like the kind of guy who thinks that he needs the extra things. And I don't know if that makes any sense. But so he had tests to hand out. Like that was such a hard thing to do. I think there was maybe 40 people in the class,
That was it.
maybe more than that, 40, 60. I don't know.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So it's not like he had to hand
Yeah, it's
out
not-
200
it's not-
tests.
I was gonna say, I thought it was like 200, 300 people he had to hand out tests.
No,
to.
it wasn't that big. So he walks over to me since I'm on the very end and hands me the stack of tests and he goes, "Here you go, son. Hand these out." Turns his back, starts walking to his desk. And I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't really hear him because he kind of mumbled to me, but I understood what he wanted. So I took one, passed it to the person to my left.
Naturally.
And it says I'm like on the short stack, so you got a short to the left, and then you got a big, like, it's probably 20 row section or 20 across in front of him. So I'm the short one, so it goes up about, I don't know, 3 rows. And he turns around and realizes that I'm not walking around handing these out to everybody, like walking down the aisles. And he just screams, "Young man."
Young man.
What the hell do you think you're doing? And I looked at him, like deer in the head, like, what are you talking about, dude? And he like sprints, waddles over as fast as he can.
He can sprint.
I was correcting myself. He waddled over.
He's kind of a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'll throw that out there. But he gets up, he yells at me, "I told you to hand those out." And so I stand up and like, okay, here we go, because I can tell he's pissed. And so he starts like picking up the tests that have already gone around to the other students. And so I get up to go help him, and he's like, "No, you sit down." So I was like, "Here we go." So I just sat down, and he picked up like probably 8 or 9 tests, stacked them back together, and walked over and then threw them on my desk and told me to hand them out to everybody.
He made you get up after that and hand them out?
Yes. And I could tell everybody in the class was just kind of like, "Holy what's wrong with this guy?"
What if you wouldn't?
I was
have,
embarrassed.
What if you just wouldn't have taken the test? What grade would you have gotten? Do you think? Was it weighted heavy enough that it would have like completely fucked your grade?
It was weighted pretty. I couldn't.
You should
not have taken it.
Yeah, you should have just thrown the fucking.
I was gonna say,
test
how
in
about
the
you would have
air
told him to
and
say
walked out.
"fuck off"? That's what I'd have been like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
no.
after the fact, I sat there for like 15 minutes thinking about all the things I should have
Oh,
said.
yeah.
You're in the shower 3 days later, like, damn it, I should have said
Yeah,
that to
dude.
him.
This would
I
have been a
honestly
good
probably
comeback.
could have sent a complaint to the university and said I couldn't focus for the first 25 minutes of my exam,
Yeah.
which I should have. But yeah, that was my experience with Fallon. But I think he did
That's
feel
funny.
bad because I'm sure he could tell that I was visibly.
Because you're the most least confrontational person in that room,
And quiet.
probably.
Yeah, I
And
never
he
really-
singled you out.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways,
Why do you think he felt bad? What made you think that?
well, I finished my exam and I walked up there and just threw it on his desk and turned away and he did kind of halfway apologize. He didn't say sorry or anything, but I remember him like kind of talking in a soft voice and saying, nice job this semester, and have a good break.
Nice job this semester.
I
Except for
would've-
this last day.
Oh my
And you really
God.
fucked up.
Dude, I would have said, eat my ass, professor, or something like
You
that.
should have wiped your ass with it and then handed it to him. That's what you should have done.
These are the things that I thought about for the next week.
So when you go back in your time machine and you fuck up that butterfly,
There you go.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be in a whole different spot.
Oh,
I think if you
it-
would have sat in a different seat in that room, you wouldn't have been picked for that.
That's true.
Butterfly effect.
Butterflies wings.
And you'd been laughing. You'd have been howling, laughing
At the poor kid that
Yeah.
Dude, that was
You
so
know, the kid that like rushed in last
Yeah.
minute, he was probably late. And he picked that last spot right there by the door. He's fucking digging through his pencils, trying to find his pencil. He probably doesn't even have a pencil at that point. He's freaking out. Fuck, and then who knows?
doesn't speak English.
He fucks up. He gets all like flustered, and then fuck, I don't know, does something dramatic, like fucking pulls
Fails
a
the
gun
test.
out or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so
Yeah.
shooting the place up. So
his
it was a
life
good place
goes-
you were there.
Yeah.
It was a good place.
You
Good
could have
thing.
saved somebody from a downward spiral.
There
Yeah,
you go.
You handled it better than anybody could have.
yeah. Look, you now in law school and all that stuff. Could have
Yep.
failed the bar.
You're going to go back and be like, hey, young man,
I should.
look at this exam, or look
He
at this
probably
degree.
remembered.
He does remind me of fuck. What's the rooster? The Looney Tunes rooster.
Uh,
Come on.
It's the real southern sounding guy.
Yeah.
His name is
Yeah, you're right. He does
He
kind of have a little
does.
bit of draw on him.
I'll figure it out. Don't you worry.
Fuck.
Because if I don't, I'll lose my brain.
I'm so stupid. I feel bad for not knowing this.
Me
Everybody
too.
that's
I don't
listening
wanna
is
say-
losing their brain.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Yep.
freaking
They're
out
screaming
right
it.
now. I'm gonna say it right before you say it.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
I knew it. It came to me.
Yeah, he does have a very foghorn leghorn kind of vibe.
Does he, Skylar?
He does, yeah. He does.
Does he stutter? Doesn't Foghorn Leghorn kind of have a stutter?
He doesn't have a stutter, I don't think.
No.
Well,
Kind of had
I
a limp hand though, a little bit that he was very.
he does.
Yeah,
He's got a
does.
stutter.
Foghorn does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's like bad arthritis or something, but he does
He's
have that
got
messed
something
up
wrong
hand.
with his finger.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
something
so on
with
like
his
the
hand.
one hand, it's just, I don't know, it looks really bad. I feel bad for him, but I remember one day in class, we were talking about labels on a bottle or something like that. And he's at the front of class and he goes, who's got a bottle? And the kid like raises his hand. He's got a Gatorade bottle like halfway up. So there was like 100 people in my class. He's like halfway up. And Fallon goes, throw it over here. And I was sitting here on the front row like, oh, fuck. Like, he's not catching that 100%. But sure shit, he fucking rattled that bitch in.
Did he clank it around a few times?
No, dude. Yeah, it's perfect right there in the pocket.
There you go.
He got it with his fingertips even?
Yeah, caught it with his hands. He didn't use his body at all. Good for him. Yeah.
Wait, so only one hand was messed up?
Yeah, it's just one of his hands.
Well,
But-
happens.
Anyways, sure,
I don't
he's
know
a
what
nice
it is.
guy.
Yeah. I never had a problem with him.
Yeah, I'm sure most people didn't. But
Except for you.
Skylar's just like, I'm sure most people
Still
didn't. I
holding
just
it
have a
against him.
shrine to his demise in my closet.
That was the funny. That's what I thought was the funniest is that I had the class a year or a year and a half before that, something like that. So I knew David Fallon. And so when I heard Skylar's story, I almost couldn't believe it because this seems like the nicest guy ever. And it automatically, the day of, turned into Skylar's most hated person on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
And still to this day.
I say he's right up there still.
bringing
Huh?
it up.
I actually haven't thought about it in a while.
You should sue him whenever.
But now he's getting red in the face. He's getting pissed.
He's gonna go home and throw darts in a
He
picture
pulled
of
the
David
picture
Fallon.
back out.
Yeah. Who made you more mad, David Fallon or our finance teacher,
Hendricks?
Scott Hendricks?
I loved Scott Hendricks.
Really?
Yeah. I did. Mostly because he was just an interesting guy.
Interesting is one way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't think his classes were so large. I don't think he, unless you were up there, a gunner sitting at the front, I don't think he had, a serious relationship. That sounds bad. A serious relationship. You know what I'm saying, though? Like,
Yeah. A connection.
an intimate relationship with any of
That made it worse.
It's not even better, dude.
That's even worse. He's like, he couldn't fall in love with any students. There's too many of them.
He probably has an intimate relationship with anyone other than George Washington on the dollar bill.
Warren Buffett.
He is a very financy guy for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I never had any issues with him. Did you?
No, I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
He was a weird cat, but
I feel like most professors are.
A different breed.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine
agree.
teaching some little jackass 22-year-olds or under 18 to 22-year-olds for
yeah,
20 years?
I had this GA for one of my math classes, and it was the calculus class that I had like 7:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so the days that I did show up, I showed up, and this old boy's fucking 450, 500 pounds probably. And so he was massive, and he also was just a jackass. And I just had to sit there and listen to him talk, the whole time, try not to fall asleep. But it was just a GA. It wasn't like a professor.
TA or GA? What's the difference?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Graduate assistant or teacher's assistant.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Something like that.
I know GAs did some classes, but I didn't know what.
I don't know.
Like labs and stuff.
Yeah,
That's how
so
they work at K-State. But
I went to a small school, so I had a completely different experience in school than y'all did. I'm a weird guy.
So I didn't get my school paid for by rich parents, but apparently there's a huge thing going around where, parents or people are bribing universities, paying a good sum of money to get their kid in that has no business being in. So there's two actresses for sure that have come up. I don't know what their names are. I can't remember. I have to ask Claire.
It's the woman who played
Lori
Aunt
Loughlin.
Becky in Full House, right? Was her
Lori
name?
Loughlin?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the other ones. I don't know who the other person is, but like paid for their daughters to get into USC or some bullshit like that, and they getting fined pretty heavily and maybe jail time.
Oh, jail
Or maybe
time.
they did
For
go
sure,
jail.
I think jail time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's so absurd to me.
So I guess I was listening to the news tonight, and there was like 50 people that they've found who to be guilty of this.
oh, I'm sure there's way more.
Oh, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
thousands.
So wait, what's the problem with this? Because what's the difference between them doing that and somebody donating enough money to get a school named after their name so a kid can go there?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what this should have been more of an unspoken thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with like there's kids that are qualified that didn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
Because these people are taking their spot, kind of. I don't know how all that works. I'm guessing it's in universities where they reject people from getting in.
I was gonna say, is it what-
K-State is pretty hard not to get in, I think, because I was pretty stupid in high school, and I got in, and I didn't have the best ACT scores. But it doesn't seem like state colleges. It's like
one of them was Stanford, yeah.
yeah, Stanford and shit like that. Rudy's running amok upstairs.
Dude, the one that cracked me up the most was someone took a clip from Full House and they were like, it was all, what was the neighborhood girl's name? That was DJ's friend? Kimmy Gibbler. That was
Yeah,
her name.
Kimmy
And they're like, it was all Kimmy Gibbler's idea. And she didn't get into Stanford. And it was like, oh, Deej, you should have done what I did. Put $20 with your application or whatever. And then it like panned over to Aunt and she was like, Like had this like she just like heard the most smart thing ever face. It was so funny. Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know. It sounds fishy, but I mean, again, it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
the reality of the world is if somebody has money, they're going to have a lot more advantages in the world than you.
Right. The funny thing I heard.
Yeah.
The funny thing that I heard was that they're saying now, like, if you turn yourself in, you're gonna have a lighter sentence or a lighter penalty if you come forward and say that you financially helped your whoever get into college.
Financially,
What a
healthy.
scam! Like, who's thinking that? Oh, maybe I should go tell them. Maybe I should go tell on myself. That sounds like a good idea. But at the end, they were like, yeah, they could still serve jail time even if they turn themselves in.
What a crazy premise! Like, here's $500,000 so I can pay you another $200,000 for my kid to go to school here.
Why does the university care? They're getting the same amount of money no matter what, right?
Yeah.
I guess if it affects
fraud.
graduation rates,
It's fraud, isn't it?
why they're getting money? I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. How's it different?
They probably don't want to. They're trying to cover their ass from getting sued for some obscure reason too.
I mean,
You know.
Or because someone who's qualified now can't
Yeah.
get into the university.
Somebody who didn't have the money but was qualified to get in.
You know, it's some girl that went to high school with that other girl that got in, who was like, that girl's a fucking dumbass. I didn't get in, but she did.
She's
How?
pissed.
How did I get in?
Yeah,
Tilted.
weird that her
She's tilted.
mom was the Aunt Becky off of Full House.
Yeah.
the minute that you knew your best friend's mom was Aunt Becky, you knew right then that she was going to get a lot of things in life you wouldn't.
yeah. You just got to grow up.
Like, I mean, I feel like people should be a little bit more cynical when they're 16, or like have like a little less naive, because the reality of the situation is there's people who have money, and if their fucking parents are famous celebrities, they're probably going to get things in the world that you aren't going to get. That's like me being like, oh my God, Michael Jordan's son got recruited to play basketball by a school that didn't recruit me. So I'm really upset about that. Like, what the fuck? Of course they did. His name's Michael Jordan Jr.
Well, then I heard her daughter, Lori Laughlin's daughter, she did like makeup stuff for, I can't remember the name of it. Some
Like
big-
physical makeup.
yeah, like she sold it like on Instagram, or was like an influencer or whatever, and had a bunch of followers, and they dropped her. The company dropped her as an influencer or whatever. Basically said that she couldn't sell their products anymore
Because of this?
Yeah.
Seems silly.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm misinformed.
They
but-
were just growing up in a world full of crybabies. And
That's true.
I'm all for. I mean, are you guys for Lori and her daughter?
No, I'm not saying that everybody who has money should just buy their kids' way into college. I'm just saying that, like, what the fuck does it matter?
I'm also not sitting here grandstanding saying they were in the right, but they're also not worthy of jail time.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, jail time seems a little.
Or
harsh.
even like that harsh of a penalty. Like, what the fuck does this makeup company give a shit about her and her mom putting her into college?
Yeah. I'm in a spot where it's like it's against the rules to do this. So if you get in trouble for it, that's your own fucking fault. Obviously, you had to know that was coming.
Yeah.
Right? So
I don't know. I'm not that well read on the subject, I guess, but it just seems
I don't know
it just seems at face value like really overplayed. Like,
Well, that's the media.
yeah,
They can grab onto something like that. And
the amount of people that have bought their child's way into college, though, like this, it's got to be like going after people who have, I don't know, J-parked
yeah, cool.
or speeding tickets or something like that.
But also kind of destroys the integrity of, getting a degree at a university.
Is there integrity in
does.
that? I mean, there is
Anymore.
integrity in it,
The
but
integrity
like,
of the system, like we were just talking about, we have to go get degrees. Does it really even mean anything that you have a degree? And this just sort of downplays that. You know what I'm saying? So if a student gets a degree from USC, and now suddenly their degree seems less worth
Okay, but
than what it is because
are they paying off teachers to give her
I
good
was gonna say,
grades
that's
too?
different.
Because
Yeah, that's
paying
different.
into school or paying to get
getting
good at school
into school is a
I
lot
think it's
different than
probably
getting a
both,
degree.
but
I
think
think
it's
that could
true.
be true.
Sure, but I know, and even like, because I also heard that, I
mean-
think there was some dealer who did this for rich parents or something, or one guy was sort of taking responsibility for it, but he kind of organized it, and they would like like Photoshop her daughter's face onto the rowing team, and so that they could say she was on the rowing team and things like this.
Yeah.
For who, though? Who cares?
I don't know, dude. People care about that stuff, I guess.
All I know is
Don't
that
give a
if you
shit.
could have paid to get a degree, I wouldn't have sucked so many teachers off. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It just seems so silly to me. I feel like at a young age, I was way more aware of like, okay,
I can't do that.
I can't have the same, like, I'm going to have to work harder than that person because their parents are going to give them things that they can't,
Right,
that
right.
I can't, you know. And it's good. I'm glad I was that way. I'm glad I had to work for what I get.
Yeah.
I just felt like if we would have grown up with the fucking huge celebrities kid, we wouldn't have been like, oh, he got to end up.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
KU.
Definitely
You
wouldn't
really
have been
that?
surprised.
Yeah, would have been like,
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I'd be a fucking like a
spawn
tilted
of-
little kid.
A spawn of a celebrity winning like homecoming queen. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Yeah.
The most popular girl in school. How did she get that? I don't understand.
It is a thing that, like, nepotism. I was reading something like 3 days ago that if you are the child of a there was a senator, you're like 8,000 odd more times, like 8,500 times more likely to become a senator or to become a public official.
We were talking about this the other night, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't. Yeah, because you don't have to let the
Yeah.
secrets out to other people.
Yeah,
Right.
but in the same
Well-
vein, if you're a spawn, son or daughter of a criminal, how much more likely are you to become a criminal?
Probably
Right.
more likely than somebody than not.
Yeah, but so my point is like what, like for example, what makes that child who grows up and becomes a senator more qualified, you know, as far as measuring their intelligence, which they probably are because they've learned from their parents, but
Right.
makes them better or more qualified to be a public official than some kid who grew up on the streets and I don't
The
know.
money, the
that's-
platform, the
I
first.
think that's where it goes back to it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
And how many
I
people
mean,
know
you
you?
have
Like our
connections.
president's a freaking celebrity right now. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
that-
Well, exactly. You almost said this earlier. Like, how many presidents do we know that went to Yale or Brown or Harvard? A ton of them in the past. Were they all eligible, or like the Bushes all went to Yale or something, right? So were they all 4.0, 32, 34 ACTs that were capable of getting into there? I'm not here shitting on presidents, but we're like, I mean, come on.
Probably not.
Yeah. The reality is they got into Yale because their parents are who they are. And they were like, well, we're not going to not let George W. Bush into Yale.
Yeah.
You're not going to let Aunt Becky's daughter into Yale or into Stanford? Get out of here.
Freaking Hillary's daughter, fresh out of college, is making over $500K a year.
How dare she?
Doing what?
Yeah, I have no idea. I just saw it somewhere. Could be wrong. I don't know. But
Headline reader.
I'm pretty
Probably
sure it's
selling
right.
supplements online.
Probably selling makeup. Probably an influencer.
I'd like to be an influencer of something. If you could be an influencer of one thing, what would it be?
Alcohol.
An influencer.
Yeah, like somebody who's like posting pictures on Instagram and getting paid for it and shit, and like you doing YouTube videos on it. But it's got to be one company. What brand?
I
What
stand
flavor?
by what I said.
What flavor?
Anheuser-Busch.
Like, as in you're getting products from this.
Yeah,
company
but like,
to test
yeah,
and-
you're basically a salesperson for this company.
Ooh.
I take back what I said.
What do you call it?
It's still alcohol, but I'd pick like a mid-tier brewer. I'd pick like Sierra Nevada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that.
I'd pick like Smith and Wesson. I'd just get a bunch of free guns and stuff and
badass
review
answer.
them.
Fuck, that's tough.
That's a good answer.
I'd have to go like, shit. I have a lot of Carhartt stuff. I could be a Carhartt.
There you go.
Either that or like some vehicle. I'd have to pick a vehicle. I'd get all behind Tesla right now. I'd be
Well,
100.
who wouldn't? I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Well, maybe
should.
not you, because
That's true.
that's
You're
true.
destroying my industry.
It's true.
I think you're good for a while.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that in my lifetime. But
Skylar, are you going to get sponsored by like McGraw-Hill and just like textbooks all the time?
or just like,
Just promote education.
yeah. What are the?
Don't pay to get into school.
What else could they be sponsored by?
A
Like a robe company or something like that.
what?
A robe company.
That'd be cool.
Maybe just you could just be an influencer for Judge Judy.
What if you're an influencer for the massage parlor that Robert Kraft frequents?
Ooh.
That'd suck. It'd suck to get free trips to there.
It would suck.
Put it on Instagram.
It
for
would
everyone to
literally
see.
suck.
Did we ever find out the other anonymous person? Not anonymous, but the there's supposed to be one figurehead bigger. Than
It's either Donald or Tiger.
I read today that they're already considering dropping all the charges against Robert Kraft.
Probably because it is Donald, and the
Yeah,
CIA
they're
is
like,
going to have those people
We
ripping their
can't do
toenails
this,
off
and they're all
like-
going to die.
torture chamber.
JFK, CIA.
Blown away.
I fucking hate you. Kale and I used to stay until
Magic
fucking
bullets.
5 in the morning watching bullshit conspiracy things on Netflix.
Are they
I
bullshit?
don't know if some of them were
the
bullshit,
magic
man.
bullet?
Like what?
The magic bullet.
Wasn't the magic bullet, bud. Smoking gun all the way.
Smoking gun.
CIA
No.
agent.
Wait.
What if
Lee
Flop
Harvey
Flops wing,
Oswald
Gold
did not
disappears?
kill JFK. I can tell you that right now.
Is this a conspiracy podcast?
It might as
It
well.
might
It's a
turn into
everything.
be.
So much more.
Yeah, this is the so much more episode.
So wait, what's the magic bullet? It's the one that bounces all over the place?
So they're saying that somehow the bullet went through JFK's head and then down through his chest and then through the back of the seat and then to who was it, the senator or the governor of Texas's
Shoulder or something?
Yeah, it went through his shoulder or his chest somehow.
Yeah,
And so it was one bullet that went.
but I saw it from like, that's how if you look at it from like the ground level looking across it, right? So if you looked at it like on a planar level, but the angle of the
Well-
bullet they're saying is down, right?
Yeah, because supposedly shot him at the whatever story of the Texas Depository.
Yeah.
Which, well, there's a lot to it. He also could not fire that gun as fast as he did,
Yeah, it was like 3
and
shots
as
in, like,
accurately as he did.
in
Yeah.
like a second or something like that.
Yeah.
What if he had 3 separate guns?
It didn't though. They only found
Didn't-
one
they
gun.
found him up there or whatever. It was a setup. CIA did it.
Why they
I don't
do
think it was a setup. I think that he shot and missed.
I don't know. I
The
think
CIA
I
agent
think,
got scared and fucking pulled the trigger.
I think it goes deeper than that.
You think?
I think they hired him to take the blame,
Ooh.
to take the blame off of them.
Yeah, why would he just
Have a
leave the gun
scapegoat.
right there? Like in plain sight.
I wouldn't.
So why don't here's the most suspicious thing about all this is that after 30 years, right, they're allowed to release this classified information. They're
yeah.
allowed to declassify this information. Why haven't they?
Well, remember that one dude that took all that stuff, or took a bunch of that stuff and like took it back to his house or threw it away or something?
No, I don't remember
There's
that.
a guy that I don't know, he worked for CIA or something, but he grabbed a bunch of the classified stuff and
Stole it?
basically stole it.
I don't remember that part.
Like it was like the director of the CIA or something. But I mean, that was back when it happened. It wasn't 30 years later.
I was hoping that's what Donald would do, is blow the top off all this shit. This and then aliens.
He's still
Like,
hey.
Yep,
He's got a
Roswell.
mic drop.
Roswell, yeah.
He's got a mic drop waiting.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
When he
waiting for
calls it a
Roswell.
day,
Yep. I
he's
want to hear
gonna go
about Roswell.
all out.
Oh, by the way, we have this alien in Roswell.
Dude.
He just pulls off a mask and he's actually an alien.
Fucking what's the
Lizard people?
The lizard people, yeah. He just all of a sudden he's got a long ass nose.
Transforms back and just flies back up into space. Oh, thanks for the 8 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to get more into conspiracy. Where do you guys watch your theories, your conspiracy theories?
Netflix,
Well,
YouTube.
Yep.
You just got to look into it.
Yeah.
That's the classic answer.
You just
You just got to
look-
research
Yeah.
it. Where's your research? There's
into
tons
it.
of research that supports
There was,
it.
I don't know what Netflix series that was, but there was like 12 or 15.
Yeah, a
of them.
bunch of them were stupid, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't buy into a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
I used to enjoy Brad Meltzer's Decoded on History Channel. It was good. Only a few of them, but a lot of them got like really weird.
Is that the guy with the crazy hair?
I think he's bald.
no, that's the Ancient Aliens guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the alien meme. It's just the guy with the crazy hair.
Meltzer only had like 2 seasons, and then he had written books, and so it's just like he just wrote a book, and then
Yeah.
a bunch of people went and tried to like dig up information on what he had written books on. Like one of them was like how Rockefeller Center is all proof that like the Illuminati's devil worshippers and shit, and then
Yeah.
how the Statue of Liberty is just like a shrine to like mock the USA. Something I can't remember all of it. But it was interesting.
Kale and I think stayed up all night watching Sandy Hook stuff on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy too.
What else?
Skylar's not bought in. Look
Skylar
at him. He's
doesn't
just
buy
laughing at you
anything.
guys.
No, I'm just laughing. I just think conspiracies are funny. Not that they're wrong or right or anything's wrong or right, but
You think they're funny?
Think the government hiding stuff from us is funny, bud?
no, I just think it's tough to ever know for sure.
Well, you don't.
I could agree with that. We don't know, but we can make your best guess.
Like the Earth is flat. That's a conspiracy.
No, that's
That's
just
an
bullshit.
absurd conspiracy. You're basically siding with Logan then.
Huh?
You're basically siding with Logan.
Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I do not believe the Earth is flat.
Okay. I'm just fucking
I actually know that it's not. So.
Really? Prove it.
Prove it, he says. Prove it. How do flat earthers explain gravity?
I don't know. We've talked about this a couple times.
Electromagnetic field. At least my flat earther does. That's my flat earther dealer.
You do have a flat earther, don't
We
you?
should get him on here.
Yeah.
We should get him on here.
The problem is I don't think I'm as versed in like the count. Like I don't know how to counter what they're going to bring to the table.
I don't want to counter anything. I just want to sit there and listen.
I could
Well, you'll
debate,
be- you'll
I
be
could
doing a lot
debate
of-
with him.
You'll be doing a lot of listening if you bring any
Yeah.
serious conspiracy theorist.
That's true. You don't get a whole lot of talking in.
That's one of my one of my dad's famous lines. I think is anytime I would get in trouble or anytime he was pissed off at somebody, he would say, "I'm going to do a lot of talking and you're going to do a whole lot of shutting the hell up." I think that's what would happen.
It's a badass statement.
What are some other conspiracy theories? I had Jordan on and we did a little trial episode. We talked for like 4 hours one night and I haven't released any of the stuff yet, but he's too scared to let the public listen to his voice, I guess. But we talked about conspiracy a little bit.
He's just going to get sucked up by the government whenever they hear.
Yeah, I'd hate. I know how he feels on some things, but I probably shouldn't say him, or he might be missing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
Oh, the moon landing, I think, is the biggest.
You don't
For me
buy into
anyways.
that.
You don't think we landed on the moon?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
Why not?
Why don't I know for sure?
Well, why don't you think so?
I don't think so because there's a radiation belt between us and the moon.
Says who?
That. Well, again, that's why I don't know for sure.
Okay.
'Cause that could be fake.
So you
too.
heard this from something, I take it.
Yeah, from legitimate sources, like people who are.
You
Also
sound so much
conspiracy
like
theorists.
conspiracy theorists. Keep going, keep going.
But there's that, and then to me, it just blows my mind if you just look at like the evolution of the world and technology from the late 1800s to what was that 69 we landed on it, and we've been back twice since, and we haven't sent anyone back for the last 30 or 40 years now or something like that. I think the 70s was the last time we were back. I don't know.
I definitely understand
But-
why we wouldn't go back. What's advantageous about going back?
Yeah, it seems
Just
like
exploration and research and more discovery.
yeah,
I
but
don't
it's like
know.
a whole lot of nothing, right?
We're paying a lot of money for something that orbits us instead of trying to find enough money to get to something that we also orbit the sun with.
Yeah.
Surely the big idea here is that the Earth is not going to last forever, and that they're trying to find something else, maybe. And the moon is definitely not that something else. So,
No.
I think that might be a thing. I do agree with the radiation belt thing. I think that is factual, and I believe that is the reason why they didn't take pictures on the moon. Is because of the way that film would develop or something like that. I'm not really sure.
Huh.
So the pictures that you see at the moon landing are actually, I believe that those are staged. I don't believe that we took pictures while we were on the moon. I believe that we went to the moon, but I believe that the pictures that you see on the internet of the moon landing are not real.
So between us and the moon, there's a radiation belt. Is there a radiation belt between us and the rovers that we send to like Mars and shit? So how would those take pictures and run videos and all that bullshit?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with technology over the last 40 years.
Well, I don't think that radiation. There's a specific name for this belt. I don't know why I can't think of it.
No, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I don't think it extends.
So
out
it's literally
past-
just it's a sneeze of a belt between us and the Earth, and then
Well, it's a big belt, but yes, in between the moon and Earth.
I'd assume that the space that exists between us and Mars is substantially bigger than that of between us and the moon, right?
Well, I guess there's radiation everywhere in space, huh?
Yeah.
Well, in our immediate. I don't know.
So
I don't know that, but
that's what I'm saying. If it exists, is it like around the Earth, or just because it's not like all of a sudden the moon's just in one, like the moon is emitting the radiation?
I don't know. I know a guy. I'll get with him and I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Because in general, you would think if it's around us and between us and the moon, it would be between us and whatever the hell's beyond the moon.
Yeah, you'd think. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a concentrated area of radiation or.
I don't know how that should happens, but I
do
would
not
think
know.
belt indicates some sort of like line or
Not a dome or a sphere.
yeah, not a fucking
It's
little
like-
dot. Like
yeah.
they just pooped a little radiation belt in this one circle.
Well,
Or I could be completely wrong.
saw a fun fact yesterday. I was watching Blue Planet 2 on Netflix. So the amount of energy expelled by storms throughout the Earth in 1 year is greater than 10,000 nuclear bombs.
I believe it. Yeah.
So we need to find a way to harvest that energy
Mm-hmm.
so we can be ready when the aliens attack.
Yes.
Okay.
We will not go quietly into the night.
I'm pretty sure that enough energy from the sun. Well, that's where all of our energy comes from, I guess. When you boil everything down.
Right, exactly. Because
In one day, we get more energy than the world population uses in like
Have you guys seen Star Wars?
years or something like.
That's
Yeah.
what happens in the newest Star Wars is they take suns, these stars, and they take all the energy from them and use that energy to blow up other planets. That's pretty insane.
they're
the
on to
Death Star?
something.
Yeah, it's the Death Star, the new one.
I'm so far behind on Star Wars. I think it's too
Dude,
far,
you
far
should
gone.
watch,
I've
man.
seen the first one. That's it.
Yeah, the OG like 4.
Yep.
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 I've seen it too.
That's the only Star Wars I've seen.
You need to watch them all.
I'm
dude.
so
They're
far
really
behind
good.
on like cultural like phenomenon movie series. Never
I'm
watched
not-
Harry Potter.
I'm that way on Marvel movies.
There's
I
so much
stopped at-
time.
I stopped at Iron Man 3 was the last one I watched, I think I maybe watched one of the Captain Americas, but I
People
haven't
like-
seen any of the Avengers,
Yeah,
anything like
same.
that. Because I hadn't seen Thor, and I was like, I want to watch Thor before I watch the Avengers, and then I got fucking behind.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm fucking 10 years behind on movies.
Exactly. Every time I say that, someone's like, "Oh, do you just hate him?" It's like,
Yeah, you just hate Harry
no,
Potter.
I fucked up for 2 years and missed 2 movies, and all of a sudden I'm 15 years behind.
Now
Which
you're
is
way
like-
behind.
Yeah, which
Hey, this guy hates superheroes.
Yeah, which translates to like $4,000 or $5,000 at the movie theaters.
Yeah, and like a lot of hours of like me sleeping in the movie theaters.
Right.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I've slept in a theater compared to the amount of times that I've actually been to a movie is probably 50%.
I would agree with that.
It's an expensive.
I would go
ass
to
nap.
movies all the time in high school, and I would be out no matter how cool or awesome the movie was.
Yeah.
Something about the movie theater, I would just
Transformers. I would fall asleep at Transformers, like the loudest fucking movie possible, basically.
Godzilla. The new Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I passed out in the credits and slept the whole time. like the opening scenes, I was like snoring. I figured it out though. Take somebody that you shouldn't be responsible for very often. Like I took my niece, and like I've never like had to be there, and like okay, I had to watch out where like my niece.
Right.
oh yeah.
And all of a sudden I was on edge, and I stayed up and watched all How to Train Your Dragon 3. Also because it's a good movie, but yeah,
Wow, Toy Story 4 coming out soon?
no way.
Oh, yeah.
4?
What's the
Toy Story
premise?
4. I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer. I think there's a new trailer out. Mike had said something about it. He said he was pretty pumped
I
up
am pretty
about
excited about the Aladdin movie and then the new Lion King, the real world ones or whatever.
it. Aladdin's going to be lit. Will Smith is playing the genie, right?
Yeah.
Or Jafar.
The blue guy. Yeah, the genie.
That's
think.
pretty sweet.
What was your favorite Disney movie growing up?
Whoa. Lion King. For sure.
Damn.
Lion King.
I like Jungle
That was a
Book
good
too, but
one.
Lion King's still first.
You know
I
what?
really liked. I don't know. I'm gonna take a back seat here real quick.
Was the
I
Land
like-
Before Time a Disney movie?
I don't think it was.
No.
Still
Land
good.
Before
Serious.
Time was the shit.
It was a
That
good.
was
Get
good.
behind
Though.
that.
Watched it at Chase's all the time.
That was like Paramount or something like that.
Dude, I was a big Mulan fan.
Wow, that's a fantastic one too.
I'll tell you what, and Genghis Khan and
I don't want to do this at this service,
the
so
man.
I gotta look up just a quick list of all these ones because I don't want to forget one.
Dude, The Lion King played my favorite role because it was a badass Sega game too.
Yeah.
Such
Dude,
a
I
good-
like, Lion King's up there for sure.
Chase would say Fox and the Hound. Isn't that a movie? Isn't that a Disney
Yeah.
movie?
Fox and the Hound. That's a good one. Yeah.
Seriously emotional movie.
All right. Let me.
Let's neck this down to the 90s where there's
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the 90s.
All right. Disney movie 90s.
because 2000s
Okay,
would like
there we
be
go.
up
There
by
we
Hey,
go.
Mulan's number
Dude,
one up there.
okay, I
Oh,
fuck with
yeah.
Hercules a lot.
Hercules.
I fuck. Oh, Tarzan
Bugs
too.
Life.
Oh, Tarzan's
Tarzan
good.
as well. I mean,
Damn, I need to go back and watch all those movies, bro.
the Toy Story ones are a classic, obviously.
Yeah.
Bugs Life, yeah.
Bugs
Fuck.
Life.
Hocus Pocus is right there.
Angels in the Outfield.
Oh,
That was a good one.
That's not this. Those are two different categories. I think.
Yeah, you gotta go
cartoon.
animated. or-
Jungle to Jungle is on there.
it could happen.
It could happen.
Fucking Flubber. Are you kidding me?
I didn't like that. That scared me for some reason.
Oh, Flubber's good. Shit.
Indian in the Cupboard was a Disney movie, wasn't it?
Indian in the Cupboard? I have no idea.
I think it was.
Dude, this is tough. This is real tough for me. But I think I'm going to go. Fuck.
You're just gonna pull one out of your ass. 101 Dalmatians.
No, I want to go Hercules, dude.
Dude, you guys like the Goofy movie?
I don't know if I've ever watched
You never seen the Goofy?
I don't think I saw it, dude. I think I probably saw it, but I don't remember it.
That was funny, man.
I liked
They're all so good.
the one scene I clip from Tarzan all the time is when the elephant's like, "Are you sure this water's sanitary?"
Yeah.
That's why that pretty much made that whole movie like a top
Oh,
10.
Tarzan's good. Turk. I don't know who plays Turk. It's like Roseanne or something like that. Rosie O'Donnell, maybe. I don't know. Let's check it out real quick since we're here, I guess. Who plays Turk?
There's something we did in middle school where you had to pick a
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. That was right.
Greek mythology character, and I
Yeah.
picked Pan because he's the I ended up getting him, and he was in Tarzan. He's a little sheep or goat guy.
Tarzan or
Who
Hercules?
dude in the red? Hercules. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hercules. Sorry,
Who made was it Disney that did Emperor's New Groove?
that was a good one too. But it's a thousands one, I think. It's like 01.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little later.
Post 2000 is great too because that's like Finding Nemo.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude.
You getting
Finding
into
Nemo's up
Pixar there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I was
But-
watching these in the thousands is the thing, though. Still.
yeah, you were hardly a 90s baby.
Oh, fuck off. 94.
Youngins.
I'm on the good side.
I wouldn't understand.
I'm on the good side. You guys can go fuck yourself.
I was 8 by the time
Tarzan.
2000 hit. I knew Y2K was scary. You didn't even know. You were still shitting in your pants somewhere.
Dude, I knew about Y2K.
We were all hiding from the computer scratching. Dom's over there like,
I was 6 years old. I had a fucking laptop at that point.
Yeah, right.
he's over there coding. He saved us from Y2K.
Yeah, I did. You guys just don't believe me. What is this?
Dom created Bitcoin.
Satoshi.
See, these are old. These are not the 90s kids movies. Like Kim Possible, That's So
No.
Raven. Those are not 90s.
I don't like those.
No.
Phineas and Ferb. Like these
Phineas
are.
and Ferb's a good TV show, though. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
those
watched
are
it.
all shows, man.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, Lilo and Stitch, though. I think I just saw Lilo and Stitch.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
All of them are good, dude. That's a problem.
It's hard to narrow them
It
down.
really is. Whoever's writing those movies for Disney, like, keep it up. Or Pixar, right? Isn't Pixar owned by Disney? now?
Yeah, Disney bought them
They're all
out.
so good.
Yeah. Even if your founder was a
trying to
little bit anti-Semitic, like,
Yeah, that's fine though. I mean,
What about you,
it's a
Skylar?
different time.
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life?
Yeah.
that's your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Wow.
He just likes the old man with the abacus or whatever. Who's the? You kind of act like the wasp though, kind of the wasp guy.
Kind of rude. You mean the big grasshopper?
That's what I meant. Yeah. The grasshopper. Yeah.
That's kind of offensive. But no, Scott and I both had these like toys that we kept in the package forever. That would I think we still have them somewhere actually.
Dude, you need to look up the
Bugs Life
value on
toys.
those things.
They're probably worth some money. Yeah, I should probably do that. Still got them. I'm pretty sure.
Was Ants a Disney movie? That was a really good one, too.
Ooh, I remember that
It was
one.
like the same thing kind of going on.
Yeah, it was a
but-
knockoff of Bugs Life.
Yeah. Bugs
But
Life
it was
way
good.
better.
It was good, yeah.
I'm gonna go watch Bugs Life now.
I'm trying to think of the newest Disney movie that I watched. That was like
I
really
don't
good.
keep up with them. Isn't there like a Cars 7 now or something
Yeah.
like that?
It's way new. Cars is really fucking good, too.
Cars
Yeah.
was good. Fuck. What are some newer ones? Inside Out, I heard, is really good. I never watched it though. It's like about emotions and shit like that. It's like a newer.
I watched the box. Is that Disney Box Trolls?
Box
The
Trolls.
what?
It's just Trolls, right?
Trolls.
Oh,
yeah.
Box Trolls.
I
I think
haven't heard of
it's
that.
just Trolls.
It was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Isn't that the one that Justin Timberlake did all the music for?
I don't know. these
Yeah,
things.
it's super. I bet it's super good. Then
Zootopia. Zootopia is really good.
it was really good. Moana supposedly new. Frozen obviously is good.
Frozen's good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
Zootopia is like
Zootopia is
funny.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh my god, B movie.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good
That's-
though.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, what the fuck? Was it called Robots? What was that one?
Wally?
No. Wally's
Big,
good.
Big
Wally's
Hero
good.
6.
No. I think it was just called Robots.
Did anybody go see A Wrinkle
Yeah.
in Time? What the shit?
Yeah, it's called Robots. Aunt Fanny. That one. Yeah, it's
I
pretty.
don't remember that one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's pretty good. That's 2005.
Pretty sure B movie was Mr. Kaufman's favorite movie. Every time we had a movie day in band, he'd it would be B
Really?
movie.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Incredibles
Oh,
is
yeah.
good.
Basically, all the ones that they're making a sequel to or another one,
Mhm.
those are all the good ones. Toy Story, Lion King.
Dude,
Oh, Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
Oh my
Monsters
God.
University just came out again too.
Yeah, those are
Mulan's good. I just saw it again. You're right, Gail. That is up there.
Mulan's
That might be like
Giant
number
Disney.
2 for me. Jungle Book's 2. Yep, Jungle Book's 2 for sure.
I like
Mowgli.
Jungle Book, yeah.
Mowgli. It goes for me. It goes Lion King, Jungle Book, Mulan, probably.
Was the Iron Giant Disney?
James and the Giant Peach.
James and the
Oh,
Giant.
yeah.
Oh, that movie creeped
Yeah.
me out for some
Pete's
reason.
Yeah, that was
Dragon?
weird.
That was a
I
great
think
movie.
Pete's Dragon is a Disney movie. Maybe.
Wasn't James? Was that a what's his name? The creepy guy who's still putting out like Johnny Depp movies. What's his name?
Oh, Tim Burton, yeah.
Tim Burton, isn't it?
James and the Giant
Which
Peach?
one?
I thought James
I
and
think
Giant
so.
Peach
Was
was
it
Tim
really?
Burton.
It was like
so
a
that
breakout one.
that explains it all. That's why it creeps me the fuck
Yeah.
out,
Dude, all of his movies are super weird.
dude. I have nightmares about those goddamn Corpse Brides people.
Who does the
Yeah.
Grinch? How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Jim Carrey.
I know, but like the new cartoon Grinch is really good. Actually, Claire and I watched that over Christmas or whatever.
It's hard to do the Grinch wrong.
Yeah,
I think,
it's really good. The new one is,
dude.
The
and
Jim
that's
Carrey one is.
the new animated movies are solid. I think it's a DreamWorks movie, maybe, but the How to Train Your Dragon movies are really good.
Yeah,
I slurred that kind of hard.
I don't
How
think
to-
I've seen
How to Train Your Dragon.
the
I
original.
haven't seen those.
They're worth it if you're into animated movies. It's kind of hard to watch an animated movie as a grown up, but I have my niece. so
Yeah,
it's kinda
I always
like
say I'm going to go back watch The Lion King or something, but I just haven't.
such a sad scene. That one scene I watched it not long ago. It was around Christmas. It was on ABC Family. Like right after Christmas was over. It was like 25 days of Christmas were over, and that movie came on, and it was that scene came up, and it's still just as emotional as an adult as it was when you were 7.
New meaning.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you're grown up, huh?
Yeah, and you just want to kill Scar all the same though. He deserves to catch these hands. Little bastard.
Fuck, dude. Wow, how the fuck did we get here?
Yeah.
I don't really know. We never know.
We never know. We just kind of end up here.
We got here because Moose Drool got us
Moose
here.
Drool, yep.
Let's talk about Moose Drool a little bit before we get out of here. So this is Big Sky Brewing Company out of we're at Montana.
Missoula, Montana. I'm
Missoula,
not sure that's how
Montana.
you say that town, but
We'll assume that you're right.
Missoula.
Oh, there it is.
Missoula.
Right
Is
there
it on
the
there?
edge of the can. Yeah.
Yep, it says if you turn it sideways.
Missoula. Yeah. MISSOULA.
What do you think of the cans? The first time I seen them in the cans.
These are way different than the bottles.
Oh yeah, yeah. The bottle it's got the moose on, it, of course, but
It's like in the mountains.
it's like blue. Yeah, it's got a blue background. Yeah, he's in the mountains.
Yeah. This is a fucking bright green can.
I wish we had a 6-pack box to put on the wall.
That'd be nice.
I'm not sure what thing on the back here. It says "We make water fun." I don't know what that means.
3777. They've been around that long? It's pretty good.
I guess.
42 years. Quick math. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, we do a beer breath rating system here, 1 through 16 ounces. Let's go around the room and talk about maybe just a quick thought on the beer and then give us your ounce count. Trey.
As I spoke to at the beginning, I'm a sucker for a brown ale, and I still am. Still good. It's a nice little mixture between like a drinkable ale that is a brown ale, and then also like a little bit denser flavor. Listen to me. That probably makes no fucking sense to somebody who knows.
Dude, I'm vibing with you.
But I would give it if I was gonna rate it, I'd give it like a 13. I really liked that a lot. I wanted like 2 more. I probably could have finished a 6er of that just now.
This was an 8er, wasn't it? No, it was a 6er.
A 6-pack of them is what I'm saying.
it,
Yeah,
six-pack?
just 6er.
Yeah.
It's good. I really enjoyed it.
Kale,
Good
you've
pick,
had
Kale.
these before. You've sent me multiple Snapchats while you were in the Montana area of you just fucking
They sold
hammered.
them $5 pitchers, 64-ounce pitchers for $5 there.
My God.
Yeah,
of
we
these.
Oh, your stomach would
Yikes.
explode.
we kept that. We probably gave a year's worth of business to that bar in about 2 weeks.
I still have one of those pictures saved somewhere, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
So it's a
well,
Snapchat
keep 'em
picture
private.
with text that just is just gibberish. It doesn't make any sense.
To be fair, I wasn't the only one. The entire, all of us and our professor and a whole nother school that was there for the same thing. You know, by the end of it, that bar had made a big, it was like a 12-foot poster they put up on their wall that said, "Welcome Field Camp Geologists." And we all signed it, wrote little geology puns on it and stuff. And
Did you sign it, Shale Janssen?
I should have.
I would use the fuck out of that.
I
honestly.
would change my
Shale
Twitter name,
Janssen.
Facebook, everything. to
I
Shale
don't have
Janssen.
Twitter, but well,
You did. I think you maybe got deleted for a deactive account.
really.
An unactive account, maybe. I tried to look you
I-
up the other day with your
well,
little
yeah.
egg, Avi. Or
Still
Avi.
have the egg as a profile picture.
Well, I couldn't find it when I tried looking you up again.
Yeah, I probably got deleted. I think I made that like the first day of college,
Yeah.
2011, and
You tweeted one time and it said tweet.
said tweet.
It said tweet.
I was testing it out. Just said tweet. And never logged in again. So.
All right, Moose Drool.
What are you rating it, Kale?
Big favorite of Kale's. What do you rate it?
You know, I'm pretty biased, so I'm gonna give it a 14 ounces.
What did you give it?
I gave it a 13.
Okay.
Kale's spot on, man. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Skylar.
Skylar.
Oh, yeah.
You want to just go by the smell of it?
No, I've had it before.
Oh,
I think I think you've had it.
Yeah, I've had it multiple times before. It's good. I would give it a 9. Can we do halvesies? A 9.5.
No, full numbers.
Nope.
Then I give it a solid 9.
it's like
Wow, that's like
it's
barely
half
over
good.
half.
That's like
yeah.
barely. That's like mediocre.
Really?
16
half.
is
That's
cool.
16.
I enjoy it. I would drink it over.
You wouldn't give it a
any
10?
beers. Yeah, I just switch it to a 10.
What about 12?
Okay.
I think you should give it an 11.
What about
if I was
12 at
you.
least?
Ye-
12's like a good score.
Yeah.
10's
12,
like a...
12's 3/4.
He's so easily influenced. He's changed
Just,
everything.
just think about this. Just think an 8 is like a... I don't know. Maybe.
It's like a natty light.
Which is like where Skylar sits on everything, right? It's like an
Yeah.
8.
Well, probably it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be there maybe.
Think about it.
Let me get a little sniff.
In 8's half.
See, I do like darker beers.
It's not like a dark like
Yeah,
my
I
favorite
know.
beers are porters and stouts.
Yeah, and I
It's
don't
definitely
like
not that.
And it's
porters
not
and
it's not a
stouts.
porter or a stout.
Right, but it's sort
Definitely
of got
not.
that like denser, from what I remember, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got a denser mouth feel.
It's denser, but it's not super thick like a stout.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick it on a 10. And
Okay.
let it hang.
Yeah, so I always go for IPAs when I'm at the beer store. I like stouts. I like all beer basically. I just haven't dabbled much into everything yet. For a brown ale though, this is very good. Very good. I enjoyed it a lot. It is dark but not heavy is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it.
Still refreshing. It's not dry or anything like that. It doesn't make me want to do one of those in my mouth. I'm going to go... I hate falling Trey. This is bullshit, but I'm going 13. It's not a 14.
14.
But it's not a 12. It's not a 12.
No.
It's better than a 12.
I wish I had some of those in my fridge. If that's any indication, like I wish If anybody's ever been to my house, it's full of like 3 meal prepped meals for the week, and then like just beer.
Yeah.
And
If you want, if you want something in between a dark, heavy beer and a light Busch Latte, Bud Light, I think it'd be good place to start because I don't know. It tastes like a beer. To me, I hate IPAs, and they're just way too bitter.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to point back to the Space Camper. Give the Space Camper a try. Which, it says Cosmic IPA. I don't know what the fucking Cosmic part of it is.
I can never remember which IPA I like so much, but it was by Deschutes.
Right there. Boulevard Cosmic IPA. Or Space Camper.
No, it's not the one I like. It's up there. Your
it's good,
Cosmic one's up there.
Yeah, I got the box down there, though. Yeah, it's at the top like it should be.
Fuck off. Is it the Deschutes? Is it Deschutes IPA that was so damn good? It might have been the Fresh Squeeze.
The Fresh
IPA.
Squeeze one's good.
That
Shout
one
out
was
Tim.
so freaking good. That might be my highest IPA of all time.
Watchman IPA.
I might have to try those then. Yeah.
Those top three right there,
Okay.
very good. But yeah. All right, so 13, 14, 9, 10,
No, he
10,
did
10.
10.
He changed it to 10. And then another 13 on the Big Sky Brewing Company Moose Rule Brown Ale. Cool. Anybody have anything else to say before we hop off this cast?
No, if we don't stop, I'm going to start rating this Busch Light I'm drinking now because I ran out of new Moose Rule.
Yeah, we got quite the assortment of drinks on the table. All right, so thank you, Kale, for being here. Thank you, Skylar, again for being here. We're going to get to chat with you a couple more times, hopefully, before you take your exams. Get out of this studying phase, maybe.
Yeah,
And then whenever
good.
Kale's back, he's more than welcome to join us anytime. Talk about conspiracies, talk about a bunch of bullshit.
Yes, sir.
This has been the Wednesday podcast. You can check out the podcast on Friday with Mike, Chef Sam, and Curtis. Probably going over a bunch of March Madness stuff after the games have been started, and they'll give maybe a little bit of in-depth analysis on some of the sports side of it. Maybe talk about how K-State is going to do this year. Match up with UC Irvine. Who's KU play?
Northeastern.
Northeastern
I
or
think.
some crazy shit like that.
I think this is just Northeastern.
Yeah.
Bunch of shooters. So cool.
Fun. Again, we are on Podbean now. That's Podbean. It is an app that you can get on your Apple device or Android device and subscribe or follow all of your favorite podcasts, this one in particular. So follow the Beer Breath podcast. Check out all the episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, or go to our website, beerbreathpodcast.com. Follow us on all social media. What else? Oh, fill out your bracket. Fill out your bracket. This is the last day you can fill out a bracket in the Beer Breath Podcast March Madness Challenge. Look it up on Twitter or Facebook. We've all shared links of it and stuff like that. Fill out your bracket. Send it in. Pick who you want to win, and the best bracket will get shout-outs online. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. We'll catch you on Friday. Thanks.